Does it work? No, it works. Okay. Yeah, so first of all, I would like to thank Nacho for really making all these things happen. He's put in basically so much effort in the last 2 months that I really couldn't sometimes keep up with everything that he was doing there. But like really, without Nacho and the support here from the government, all these things really wouldn't be possible. So yeah, let's just clap our hands for that. Okay, and today in this talk, it's a really short talk, I just want to give some advice. This is not really a business talk, and it's not specifically, well, it's a few things that I learned over the last 5 years. It's a bit for beginners, it's a bit advanced, and just some things that I would do if I would travel the world again and I would start to do it like this again. Okay, can you make it a bit more? No, not louder, a bit less. Okay, so I wanted to start quickly and just tell you a little bit about my background, because actually I was never really planning to be a digital nomad. I was just a backpacker. Started in 2001. I went to Australia to do some working holidays. That's where I heard the first time about Thailand. So I got all my friends together, and this is us at the beach in Thailand. And yeah, this was kind of the start of all of this. And yeah, so I started in 2001 with backpacking, and then in 2005 I moved to Cape Town. I just wanted to study there, but I really liked the place, and yeah, I had a fiancé there, and everything was perfect, and yeah, and I wanted to stay there, but I had a problem, and the problem was that it's really hard in South Africa to make a living, and I have also my friends in Germany, and combining this life of living in South Africa and having your family at home, having 14 days of vacation per year, you just can't do a normal job. So then I was looking for opportunities, and I actually stumbled across the 4-hour work week, and put this a little bit down. Okay. Yeah, so I was looking for opportunities, and I stumbled across the 4-hour work week. And after reading this book, I was like, okay, I need to do something that I can do online, so that I can combine my life of living in South Africa and in Germany at the same time, and travel between the two. And so I started just a virtual assistant business and got into online marketing. And at the same time, my mom had like some psychotherapy product that was not really selling very well, and I did the right thing without knowing it. And we put it on AdWords, and I actually managed to start a 4-hour work week business that I'm still living off today. And just by doing some AdWords thing, doing it at the right time, sometimes you can just be lucky. So I was actually quite lucky, and yeah, living in Cape Town and doing this, and also doing some online marketing at the same time. And then, yeah, so Cape Town was great. But the relationship didn't work out, and so I just needed to have a break from Cape Town. And in 2010, I was just like, yeah, okay, I don't want to go back to Germany, and I just want to go travel and see the world and go to all these places where I always wanted to go. And I had a business running, and I kind of became a digital nomad without ever hearing the word before. The first thing I did is I went to the Philippines. I had just started kitesurfing before. And I really liked it, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, I can work from here. Okay, then I just went straight to South America. I traveled in South America, and for like 10 months of traveling, and all these 10 months, I met no one who was working and traveling as well. Basically, no, sorry, I met 5 people. So just like really very few. And backpacking is cool, but the problem is that when you are working at the same time and you just hang out with backpackers, it doesn't really work because they travel faster than you. So you always need to meet new people, you have the same conversations about accents, and it's just like, in the beginning it's cool, but then it's just really, it doesn't give, like, you're in all these really amazing places, but every 2 weeks you have to meet new people, and you get really, really tired of this. And that's, then I was thinking like, okay, so how can I make more people, and to go and travel and experience this lifestyle. So I had the idea to just write an ebook, and I called it like I launched this ebook, and I just called it Travel Guide for people who work online, because no one knew the word digital nomad. On the first day I had 5 sales, and then it failed completely, and I made everything wrong that I could do. But without this book, there would be no Nomad Cruise or anything like this. Because eventually some people bought this book, I invited them to a Facebook group, the Facebook group became quite big, and then one day I found a really cheap travel deal that was last year in May. I shared it, and I just said, let's go on this cruise ship together, and I shared this in the group, and we were, after 3 weeks, over 100 people who were saying like, okay, cool, let's go on this cruise. And because of this little ebook there, we started the cruise, and we're going again on Saturday. If anyone wants to come, there's basically one ticket. Okay, and now I'm just going to quickly run you through like a few tips and things that I learned while I was traveling for the last years. First of all, so getting started is much easier than you think. It's actually like a really very easy to achieve lifestyle. Oftentimes people think like, oh, I need to start my own business and I need to do all these things. But there are so many remote jobs these days, and every day it's becoming more. You don't need to start your own business. You just need to have a job and make a little bit of a living. And I mean, all of us can either speak English or Spanish, so with just these 2 languages we can get pretty far around the world. And another thing is that it really just requires a test run. Like, I know on the cruise we now have a lot of people who are doing this for the first time, and it's a great way to just test this out, this lifestyle. You don't need to sell your apartment or go anywhere. But I've seen people who are like changing their whole life, and then after 3 months they're like, oh no, I don't like this. So it's not really so. And so basically, being a digital nomad, you need a lot of this discipline. And this is really no backpacking. You need to be aware of all these things. And it's also not a lifestyle that I would recommend someone to do forever, because we all need some kind of home base. Niall was saying that, for example, in the beginning as well. And then another thing that I see is that a lot of people, they just go to Chiang Mai and they live like a really easy life. But the ultimate goal is not becoming a digital nomad, it's like location independence. So you need to have a job or like the possibility to earn money and be able to live almost anywhere in the world, and not just there where you can just live on 400 euros per month. Because maybe one day you want to come back to Europe, so build a proper business and don't do this from the very beginning. So some tips. First of all, you can start today. You can start by meeting people. Like, if this is the first time that you're coming to an event like this and you haven't really been in touch with anyone who's doing this digital nomad things, then this is really the right thing to do, because you need to know a lot of people who are doing this as well. Like, the community is very, very important. So meet other people. You can train your clients. You can already start doing more remote work, talking to your boss about these things. Start with a business and not a blog. So I often, when I talk to people, then they say like, so I want to do this travel blog, and I'm just getting started, and I'm going to launch it, and then I'm just thinking like, no, this is not, Niall was saying that as well. We shouldn't really do a passion business. This is not how you get started. You can do, if there's something that is like super interesting, and there's a lot of people doing the same thing, if if you're just a beginner and you just want to start making a living with this, just because there's this other famous travel blogger who's living on this, doesn't mean that you can do this immediately as well. So I think the first thing that we all need is we just need to get some kind of stable income, be it a remote job or whatever. But don't focus so much on the passion, but you can do this later. Like once you have a stable income, then you can do other jobs as well. Another thing that I learned that is, I think, kind of a problem for many people is that freedom can be good and bad. Because the thing is that actually sometimes it can get really hard when you have this possibility to live really everywhere in your life. Everywhere in the world. You can say like, oh, I want to go to Thailand, I've got these friends there, I can go to Bali, I can do all these things. And just like some people, they go crazy because they don't know what to do. And I mean, we need to learn to appreciate this freedom that we have. But still, we need to be like, okay, well, we're really lucky. Whatever I do, wherever I go, it's all going to be good. But like, we need to really learn to make fast decisions. Because once you are location independent, you can live wherever you want, and you need to learn. And you need to learn where to go and not think about these things and waste your time on decisions. Just enjoy this and that's good. But yeah, freedom is okay, travel with a purpose. What I mean with this is that just traveling, as I said before, just being a backpacker doesn't really work to live this lifestyle. I think it's good when you have a hobby, when you want to learn languages, like do something really cool. I mean, this is us in Venezuela 4 months ago. We went to a small archipelago of 350 islands. We were working from there early in the morning, and then we hired these speedboats and we drove to different islands and we just went kite surfing. And so there's like so many possibilities that you can do amazing things and combine this with your work. And actually this is also something that should be, this is your passion. These are things that you really like to do. The work is, as Niall said, something that you like. And there's so many possibilities. You can learn surfing, skiing. You can really live an extraordinary life by just traveling a little bit with a purpose and not just running around from one place to another. We all have different interests, so learn a language, go volunteer, or go to a place like Chiang Mai or Bali and really focus on building a good business that will allow you to live this. Another thing that I realized after 2-3 years on the road was that I was like getting a little bit lost and was like all over the world and I didn't really know where to go next. And it's really important that we have some kind of home base, some place of where we can return, and a place that we like, a place that is maybe close to our family and friends so that we can return. Sometimes if you're from Europe, you don't necessarily want to be living, have your home base in Australia. It's just 24 hours flight. There's a wedding, you don't always want to go like this. So choose something that's a little bit closer to where you actually come from. And I think that for having this home base, Gran Canaria could be like an amazing place because we are so well connected to Europe, and this is a great opportunity. So I believe there will be a lot of people living here, and I see that with all these digital nomads who've been doing this for a longer time, that they kind of come and return to places a lot. My personal home base at the moment is Tarifa, but it's in southern Spain, but I don't know how long I will always come there. But we just need to have some place where we know some people and where we can return. And I see that a lot of digital nomads, they choose like similar, different home bases. So a lot of people are based in Lisbon, a little bit Tarifa, and here, these are great spots. So, but just to choose something that's close to where you are. Okay, and then another thing that I realized is that small towns draw. So we always think like, I want to go to New York, I want to go to Paris, I want to go to all these places. They're all really cool, but they're actually, after 1 week, once you've done and checked off the whole list, then you're not going to go to all these things anymore. So especially if you want to have, you want to do some work at the same time. It's sometimes really, really good to be living in small towns where, like, the basketball court is 2 minutes, the swimming pool is 3 minutes, the supermarket 5 minutes away, the beach 100 meters, you know. So everything is really close, and this really allows you to end up in the place, get to know the locals, know familiar faces, and yeah, that's really good. Like, also here in Las Palmas, everything is walking distance. It's a small community. I would much rather spend, for example, lots of time in Lisbon than in Barcelona, because in Barcelona you just need to walk everywhere, you need to take the metro and all these things, and you're not really there for the same reason like all the tourists who are coming there to just see all these famous things. Like, at the end of the day, you do this once or twice in a month. Another thing that is really, really important when you are being a digital nomad is pick the right accommodation. Because in the beginning, sometimes when I didn't have so much budget, and you know, you stay in hostels and you really compromise on where you stay. But actually, for your productivity, it's so important to have a great place to stay, and that you can really sleep well, and you can do all these things. So that's why it's really cool to have more and more co-living places around the world, because there you can just arrive, you have some community, and yeah, you meet some people, so it's like an easy way to get started. Because if you're in the hostels, then yeah, sometimes you get things done, sometimes it's like a party hostel, and it's going to be really, really difficult. So, like, choose your accommodation really carefully, because at the end of the day, when you book a place and you're moving to some city, you're very unlikely to switch it again after 3-4 days once you met some people there. So it's very important to research this, and the accommodation is like the ultimate, most important thing for good productivity. And if you, for example, if you arrive in some destinations really, really early, take the time, walk around, negotiate a little bit, and really, yeah, take 3 hours to find a good place to stay. Big cities. So big cities, that was really cool, but for big cities, one thing that's really, really important is that you, in the beginning, you take some time and really get to know the city. So be a tourist the first week, and really discover the city so that you know it, and then go there, find the best co-working space, do all these things, but don't just go there, start to work, and then after 1 month you realize, oh, okay, I like to play basketball as well, and then you realize, like, oh, there was an amazing court just 500 meters away from my place where I was staying. I could have went there every day. So, like, really learn, get to know the city where you're going, be a tourist whenever you go to big cities, and this will make your time there much better. So focus on being a tourist and go to some networking events. Also, I would not stay less than 1 month if I would go to really big cities. Get things done. Just another thing where you really shouldn't save too much money on. You need to have always good mobile internet as a backup, and this is always the first thing that you need to buy. And I wouldn't really always have this ready. Learn to delegate, get up early, then you can have the whole day to really discover the city, and you will have a free space. And yeah, so the last thing is the nomad life can be lonely. And so I see a lot of people just doing this by themselves, trying to figure this out. I mean, we are all here, so this is a little bit different. But really make sure you meet as many people as you can, because this is eventually the most important thing. The community, they can give you all advice that you need. You need to meet as many people, talk to them, get advice, go to meetups, whatever, because since I've met a lot more people, I really started to enjoy this life a lot more again, and it's the most crucial thing. So the community is the most important thing. Focus on getting to know a lot of people. And this is a little bit of some of the shots from the last year since we started the cruise and getting some people together. So yeah, you can see this is working, and it's cool to really connect people and get everybody together. Okay? So that's it.